Here on the NFL Now, breaking down the AFC Championship game with my man, Maurice Jones-Drew. Talk about that playoff football.
Man, listen, I'm excited about this matchup because, again, you see Wade Phillips and all his press man-to-man and touching your receivers, and you have Tom Brady with the whole Brady bunch is back, the whole family. That's a shout-out to Ike Taylor, man. That's his, like, he likes to call Brady and his guys a Brady bunch, but this is going to be some interesting matchups. I think you're going to see some real weaknesses and some real strengths that we can expose and see who has the better game plan.
You know, when you think about the New England Patriots, obviously their short passing game is their biggest strength. Break that down on tape. Tell me what you see when you see Tom Brady and the Brady bunch doing what they do.
Well, I think this. He already sees there's blitz coming, so he has his guy Edelman back. Quick out to him, fall forward for the first down. That's what they've been missing. You see Gronkowski. Again, they have all these guys up there. Gronkowski, they feel it's man-to-man. Gronkowski's going to get open. Step up in the pocket, Tom. Great mechanics there. Find your big receiver. They create matchups, and they create advantages with their one-on-one matchups. Gronkowski obviously is going to be a guy that someone has to cover. Here again, you have Gronkowski out wide. You have him and Edelman. How are you going to cover these two? You put a big corner on Gronkowski, which I thought was the best matchup for him. Still, this guy's going to make plays. What New England does, they're going to put you in a situation to see what defense you're in and make you commit to it, and then they're going to take advantage of it.
What I love about the New England Patriots, they will operate under a spread and shed notion. They will spread it out. They'll dink and dunk. Tom Brady, 71% of his passes travel fewer than 10 yards. He is going to get the ball out. You're not going to sack him. You're going to have to deal with those wide receivers on the perimeter. And when I look at the Denver Broncos, their biggest weakness is giving up yards after catch.
Crazy.
We saw it against the Pittsburgh Steelers. Break down the tape.
Well, listen, this is a zone coverage here. You have Roby not really being sound in his coverage. You can't do that in this game. This game is going to hurt you because Tom Brady's okay with taking the 3 yard out, the 3 yard option route, the 3 yard in. You have to understand where you want to be, right? You have to understand, listen, my job is to cover number one. I have to cover number one. If you try to cover number two, we'll hit number one. You have to be precise in wherever you're supposed to be in that zone and to keep the integrity of the defense intact.
Interesting. In that Broncos game against Pittsburgh Steelers, far more zone than they normally play. Saw a lot of Looking at the numbers, 193 yards after catch. You're talking about over 8 yards after catch per game. If I am the New England Patriots and I'm Josh McDaniels, I am looking to exploit that. That is a huge advantage for the New England Patriots. But now we talk about the Pittsburgh Steelers having success. Let's talk about the Broncos having success in terms of their guys on the outside. Demaryius Thomas, Emmanuel Sanders, what kind of problems do they present on the outside?
Big receivers. You have big-time receivers that are going to make plays. Obviously, Emmanuel Sanders, not necessarily bigger in stature, but playmaker. He's going to go across the middle. He's going to make the play. He's going to go deep. He's going to challenge the secondary in New England, and which we'll talk about next. But when you look at Demaryius, they spread them out. They'll spread you out, and they'll run slants.
Yep.
And they'll use these big bodies to catch the ball in space and traffic and understand that, look, we're just trying to get first down. We're just trying to stay alive. I like this new Peyton Manning. He doesn't take chances. He checks to run plays now. He's trying to win games. He wants to win another championship.
No, I mean, he has an opportunity to win another championship. Those two guys comprise, 56% of his completions and yards went to those guys in that game. He is best when he can get the ball out of his hands. Allow those guys to make plays. And you alluded to the New England Patriots and their biggest weakness. I believe that secondary will be tested early and often by Peyton Manning because there's some holes there in that back end.
Well, listen, when you have Jason Avant, Albert Wilson, Chris Conley looking like all pros out there, imagine what Demaryius Thomas and Emmanuel Sanders is going to do. Now, I get it. I understand, Bill Belichick, he's going to devise a scheme and do all this and that, but you can't scheme talent. That's one thing you can't scheme. You can't put guys, if this guy is physically better than me, I could be in position, but he's going to make more catches than he drops. So here, Albert Wilson just beats Malcolm Butler. Silly on a bunch of these routes. Jason Avant has some great plays. You have to figure out a way to get your secondary to play better than they did the last couple of weeks because they've been getting torched, and quietly no one's talked about it.
No one has talked about it, and one of the things that you talk about is what Bill Belichick likes to do with his number one corner, how he likes to put him on number two. They'll double team their number one option and force you to throw to number three. When I look at the Denver Broncos, I think you have a tough time figuring out which guy is number one because both guys went over 1,000 yards. Peyton Manning will throw to everyone on the field. This is a very, very intriguing matchup. Who are you taking in this game?
I got to go Denver. And the reason I go Denver is because of one person. One person is Owen Daniels. We haven't really talked about him, and he hasn't really got going, but he usually plays well against the Patriots. If you saw the last time they played, he kind of stepped it up. I think Osweiler was a quarterback. He started relying on him a little bit. I think Peyton Manning leans on him too. He's going to be the mismatch. I don't see a linebacker in that core covering him.
Yeah, that's a tough one. I'm going to go with the New England Patriots. But for you, you can go to NFL.com Game Pass, dig deeper into all 22. Maybe you'll be better prepared for Sunday's games.